We are Troy and Jenny Gentry, and we have 4 children, Taylor, Clayton, Tori, and Cody. We received our call to work as full-time missionaries in Mexico in 1999 after participating in a short-term missions trip there. Then in 2006, the Lord led us to join One Mission Society.
In 2008, our family had the opportunity to visit Mexico. And one of the things that we were able to do while we were there was to visit the Basilica grounds that are dedicated to the Virgin of Guadalupe. And while we were there, we saw a gentleman who was crawling across the courtyard towards the Basilica. And this courtyard had to have been over 100 yards long. And when we saw him, he was about 3/4 of the way there. But as he was crawling there, he kept stopping and pausing, and every time he stopped, he would slump on his side and he would just start rubbing his knees, and it was clear that this was difficult and it was painful for him. As he rubbed his knees, he would look out across the crowd, and on one of those occasions he stopped and he looked at us, and he looked directly at us, eye to eye. And in that look, as we looked eye to eye, you could see in his eyes an emptiness and a void that he was longing to have filled, even to the point that he was willing to crawl across that courtyard. Of course, as we reflect on that, it's an image for us that reminds us of the burden and the concern that we have for the people of Mexico. But it's also one of those scenes that gives us hope, because we recognize that there are men and women, boys and girls all across Mexico City who have such an emptiness like him, where they're willing to do so much to have that void filled. And we know that that void can only be filled with Jesus Christ. And so we're excited and looking forward to the opportunities to minister to people like this who are longing to have the void of their lives filled. Although Jenny's primary form of ministry will be to our family, she also looks forward to ministering to other families as well. As children often attract other children, she will have opportunities to minister to them, but also to the mothers of these children as well. As time allows, she will also have opportunities to work with various administrative tasks at the seminary, and she'll be able to use those opportunities to be able to free up other missionaries to work directly on the front lines with the Mexican people.
Troy will work alongside fellow missionaries to train and equip the Mexican pastors to become effective church planters, providing valuable mentoring assistance throughout the whole process. He will periodically teach classes at the OMS Seminary, SEMAMEX, as needed.
We know beyond a doubt that God has called us to Mexico. And so we thank you for your prayer and financial support that will enable this calling to become a reality, so that we can have the opportunity to minister among the peoples of Mexico.